So I have been reading posts from small businesses literally all week talking about how they are watching their livelihoods crumble before their very eyes in real time because of the new tariffs that just went into effect. For creatives that sell things like plushies, stickers, washi tape, or enamel pins, the ground has shifted beneath their feet overnight, and their businesses are at serious financial risk. So I want to talk about these tariffs, what they're doing, why they're going to hurt small businesses, and what you can do to make your own business more resilient and take action here. And I want to start by talking about what a tariff even is. So a tariff is really just a tax imposed on imported goods when they enter a country. The new 104% tariff on Chinese imports means that if you were importing $5,000 worth of products from China, like stickers or enamel pins, anything like that, you are now paying over $10,000 for those exact same items. The cost has more than doubled. Editing Kelsey here. Basically, right after I filmed this video, a ton of stuff changed, but also not really. A lot of the baseline tariffs that were against dozens of other countries have been removed, replaced with a baseline 10% tariff for at least 90 days, and the tariff on Chinese imports was raised to 125% from 104%. So given that China is the manufacturing center of the world, basically, and is responsible for the manufacturing of all of the products I'll talk about later in this video, basically nothing has changed. So all of the stuff that I say still applies, but the situation is very much like in flux, constantly evolving. So we'll see. I'm currently recording this at 3 p.m. on Wednesday, April 9th, so we'll just see how it all unfolds. And often, there is no alternative US-based manufacturer to choose from. For things like washi tape or enamel pins, things that creatives love selling, they're almost exclusively manufactured abroad in countries like China. But you don't need to take my word for it. I would encourage you not to, actually. So here are some social media posts by small businesses and their customers that back me up here. Rustic Rhapsody says, I am a small business owner and I am furious. I asked my father what I should do since all beads are manufactured in China and prices are about to skyrocket. He laughed and said buy them somewhere else, but where? How do you buy something from somewhere else when it's only made in China? This is my livelihood. Nico Fam Shop also says these tariffs are trying to destroy my dream of having my own plush business. The import tariff is literally going to eat my profits away to almost nothing. I contacted 2 plush manufacturers in the US and they both ghosted me. The School of Chaos and Confusion says there are no enamel pin manufacturers in the US. If the 104% tariff goes through, which it did, it would essentially double the cost of producing pins. A lot of these posts touch on a thing that not a lot of people seem to really understand. Tariffs cannot bring back manufacturing for products that were never made here in the first place. You cannot shore up manufacturing that does not exist. For many specialized items, especially things like stationery and washi tape, products that artists and creatives love to make and consumers love to buy, there are no US-based manufacturers to support. And creating that industry would require years, maybe even close to a decade, and massive, like millions, billions of dollars worth of investment to create the kind of manufacturing that we would need to actually have these tariffs have a positive benefit at all. The only thing that is going to happen here is that costs will go up. It will become more and more expensive to do business, and the cost of items will go up, negatively affecting businesses and consumers. As one small business owner put it all the way back in November, I am telling you, they say, I had to pass the cost of the last set of tariffs onto the consumer and I will again. But as a small business, if I price too high, I lose money, I lose sales. This will not happen to the big corporations. And that is the brutal reality. Small businesses are far more vulnerable than larger corporations that can absorb these costs or have more diverse supply chains. Now that we understand the problem, let's talk about what we can do about it. In my view, in my opinion, as a former poli-sci major, these tariffs are very likely illegal. Tariffs are supposed to be imposed by Congress, and the current US administration is twisting and warping a very specific carve out to only apply tariffs for national security reasons and politicizing it, using it for their own ends here in a way that I think can only be described as a major, insane overreach of power by the executive branch. But this is not a politics or macroeconomics YouTube channel. That's not what I cover here, so I'm not going to spend too much time on that. But if you are in the US, I really, really think, I know it sounds so trite and overdone by everyone, but please contact your local representatives. Make your voice heard. Be annoying. Again, I know it's overdone. I know that everyone says this, but it is true. I think people really do underestimate the impact their voice can have when they use it when it comes to contacting their representatives. But in terms of business, let's talk about how you can make your own business more resilient to external factors that are outside of your control like this. And in my opinion, I think the key here is diversification. If your entire business relies on importing products from countries like China, this whole situation is really exposing how vulnerable your business is to external factors outside of your control. This might be the push that you need to explore additional revenue streams that are completely tariff-proof, such as digital products, creating items like brush packs, patterns, texture packs, PDFs, worksheets, workbooks, ebooks, whatever, means that you can create something one time and sell it forever with zero inventory costs and no worries about tariffs. Also on this list are things like educational services. I know that not all of you want to teach. That's totally fine. I do not think that you have to. Teaching is not a prerequisite for success, but for a lot of you, if you are interested in teaching, I do think that your expertise is very valuable. Workshops, coaching, or mentorships allow you to share your knowledge, often at higher price points, while building deeper connections with your audience. And finally, I want to mention things like platform revenue and brand deals. Building an audience, even though it takes a long time, on social platforms opens up a lot of opportunities for growth and diversification. It opens up opportunities for things like advertising revenue, right? Like YouTube AdSense, like I get with this channel, affiliate marketing, and sponsorships that are not tied to physical inventory. If you already have an audience, if your business is mostly product-based and you are already somewhat established, really consider leaning into brand deals in this moment. Really consider leaning into things like digital products or workshops, mentorship, whatever. This is not about abandoning physical products literally forever. It's just about staying afloat in this moment. In this moment, you have to change things. But ultimately, regardless of whether you diversify or not, you will almost certainly have to raise your prices. And when you do, just communicate that to your customer. Literally tell them why. I have seen businesses have like a tariff surcharge on checkout or on their products' prices so that you can literally see how much prices are changing and why they are changing. Explain this increase to your customers. Let them know. I think it's really good to be transparent here because it helps customers understand that you are not being greedy. This is not a shallow cash grab. It's literally because your costs have more than doubled overnight. And that has a profound financial impact on your business. And by the way, I hesitate to even mention this, but I do have a free Notion template if you want to run the numbers for your own business. I just updated it to make it a little more valuable with the tariff situation. So it's in the description. If you want to take a look, no worries if not. I know that this situation is just incredibly stressful, right? Like, I have seen so many posts from so many creators from a whole host of industries saying that their livelihoods are on the line here. Their revenue is going to go down because of this. People are already strapped for cash, and having prices go up like this is not going to help matters literally at all. It's going to be a really tough time. And I want to support you guys however I can. If you are nervous, if you are anxious, I want to push you to turn that anxiety and those nerves into action and start taking baby steps right away to make your business a little more resilient to external factors like tariffs and everything else that's going on. Consider writing an outline for a digital product. Figure out what you want to make there. Think about setting up a very simple Ko-fi or Patreon page to get direct support from your fans in this really tough time right now, and just communicate that to them. Be like, hey, this is all that's at stake here. It's a really difficult time for me. I can't do X, Y, and Z. Consider supporting me here instead, and just see what the results are. I'm so enormously disappointed in all that's happening right now, and I hope that all of you are well and okay. Thank you so much for watching. If you are curious about digital products and you want to learn more, I'll put a video on the screen right now. You watch that one next if you want, and I will see you there. All right, have a great rest of your day. Bye.